A few months back, our first guest tonight ordered up a chamomile tea and delivered what is probably the most talked about monologue of the year in television. If you saw it, you know what I mean. From the White Lotus, please say hello to a real-life Oscar winner, Sam Rockwell. I'm doing well. I heard you flew in from Easter Island, which is something no one has ever told us before.
I did. I did a movie with John Malkovich, a Martin McDonagh movie. And, yeah, we were by the Moai.
The Moai?
Heads, yeah.
Those are the heads. Oh, the heads are called the Moai?
They're called the Moai, yeah. And it's on sacred ground.
Yeah.
So if you have to urinate, you have to walk like a mile away.
Dude, is that true?
Porta potty. It's true. So,
interesting.
And it was hot. You had to go, you know.
You're not allowed to pee. Yeah, well, you can't pee on the heads, I would guess for sure.
You can't pee on the heads, and they don't want you to get too close to them either.
Can I ask how you found out you're not supposed to pee on the heads?
I drink a lot of water.
Uh-huh.
I try to stay hydrated.
Okay.
Electrolytes. And, you know, after a while, you got to go. And then, you know, I'm like about to maybe go in the bush or something. They're like, no, no, no.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
What about John Malkovich? Is he allowed to pee on the heads? Seems
John
like
can do whatever he wants.
Was that your first experience with John?
Yeah, it was.
It was.
John's great. He's amazing.
Yeah, he seems like an interesting man.
He is an interesting man. Yeah, he did. Well, he did a lot of theater in Chicago, and when he was up and coming, he drove a bus to make a living.
He was a bus driver?
He was a bus driver.
Really?
Yeah. Did a lot of odd jobs. So he's a really good driver. And, you know, we had to learn this old 70s car.
I wouldn't have guessed that. I definitely wouldn't have guessed that. Yeah.
Well, how would you imagine John driving?
I would never get in a car with him. Yeah, I can't even imagine him driving.
He's a sweetheart.
I'm sure he's nice, but I wouldn't want him driving for whatever reason. But now that I hear he's a bus driver, I would definitely drive with him.
Very safe, very safe.
Because that's hard. That's one of the hardest things to do.
Very hard to drive a bus.
So he was driving you?
So we were both driving in the movie, but I don't know how to drive a stick shift. I tried to learn once, and so I had to learn how to drive a stick shift on this old 70s piece of... And it was tough, man. It was tough, and mainly because the car was a piece of crap. So
did John help you drive stick?
John did help me eventually when we were in the car together, and we had a scene together with dialogue.
Really?
And sometimes you're on a rig, and sometimes you really have to drive. But this car was a mess, man. It was.
Was there any discussion? Maybe John would say, "Hey, can we just rewrite it so I will drive the car?" And
yeah, I mean, there was a couple of times where he drove, and he was a better driver with a stick shift than I was. For sure. I mean, he can really drive out of a stick shift. Yeah.
I'm really thinking about something right now because Leslie Bibb, who is your partner, told me that she had something medical happen to her, and you were unable to drive her to the hospital.
No, I was unable to drive her legally, but I know how to drive.
I see. Oh, you don't have a driver's license?
Well, I didn't at the time, yes.
You do now?
I'm going to take the fifth on that.
Did the producers and directors know that as you're driving around on sacred ground with these priceless heads all over the place, you're learning to drive stick and you don't even actually have a driver's license?
You don't know that. I might have a license. I might have a learner's permit. You don't know.
I feel like under oath, though, we would find out that you do not have that because you live in New York and you don't have to have it. Did you ever have a driver's license?
I did have a driver's license.
And you don't now? Okay.
Oh, he got me.
Wow, that's interesting. Wow. So John Malkovich was a bus driver. Oh, imagine the door opening and that head sticking out at you. I mean, that is something else.
He's a beautiful, very self-deprecating, funny dude. Yeah.
Do you often lie when it comes to jobs? Like,
yes. Sure, I've done a lot of that. Yeah.
You have, yeah.
I can't remember what it was though, like breakdancing or snake wrangling or horse riding. But sure, I've done that. Have you done that? Have you put it on your resume and stuff?
Well, I'm thinking my sister did that. She had some headshots, and she wrote on the back, I was looking at her special skills, and she said rappelling was one of her special skills.
I actually have rappelled.
You have?
Yeah, I did rappel. Have you rappelled?
No, I've never. I'll never rappel. I mean, I've repelled, but I've not rappelled. I often repel.
Did you repel? Is that how that happened?
Not yet.
No, yeah.
Not yet. No, he's repelled by his mother-in-law. I learned today that you were almost in the movie G.I. Jane, but we're not in the movie G.I. Please share that story.
I realized that when you play a Navy SEAL in Bud's training, you have to be in the water a lot. So I probably should have read the script more thoroughly.
So they made you go to, like, Navy...
So, yeah, I was in the water a little more than I wanted to be. And I was really, really skinny at the time. And I didn't have a lot of body fat on me. And I was getting early hypothermia. And they all started rubbing me down and it was an interesting thing. And so I missed my girlfriend. I wanted to get out of there. So I did the boot camp, and then I split.
So you did the training, the bad part, and then you didn't...
I still got to work with Ridley Scott eventually.
You did?
On Matchstick Men, yeah.
He didn't hold it against you?
He didn't, yeah. So,
Did you even, like, get to meet Demi Moore, or was
I did. In fact, one time, Demi Moore had just done Striptease, the movie, and she got a strip joint, and she got all these strippers and the Navy SEALs and the actors, and got us drunk on tequila, and they shaved our heads. The strippers and Demi shaved our heads, and we got drunk with the Navy SEAls and got lap dances.
And you quit that movie?
I know, you're right.
You must have been really cold. Sam Rockwell is here. The White Lotus is on Max right now. We'll be right back.
Hey, we all have our Achilles heel, man, you know. Where does it come from? Why are some of us attracted to the opposite form? And some of us the same. Sex is a poetic act. It's a metaphor. Metaphor for what? Are we our forms? Am I a middle-aged white guy on the inside, too? Or inside? Could I be an Asian girl?
Right. I don't know.
That is Sam Rockwell and Walton Goggins in the White Lotus. I have to say, I watch a lot of television. That might be the television moment of the whole year. I mean, that was
Thanks for saying that. Yeah, it's a doozy. Yeah.
How much preparation do you do for something like that?
Well, I think you usually, for a 2.5-page monologue, ideally you'd want 2 or 3 months, but I only had like 4 weeks or something. But Leslie helped me get off book. Leslie Bibb.
She is your partner,
yes.
And also was on the show.
Yeah.
And originally, Woody Harrelson was supposed to play the part,
That's right, yeah.
right?
And he couldn't do it because of dates. And so they called me, Leslie called me, Walton Goggins, who's an old friend of mine, called me. He said, you should do this. And then I was hesitant only because I didn't want to be unprepared. And then Leslie was like, you got to do it. This is cool. And I called Mike and pitched him some things, yeah.
Did you now, after seeing how well that went, think maybe I shouldn't prepare so much? Maybe I'm over-prepared in general?
Maybe you're onto something. Yeah.
Did Woody see it and then wish he had made it work, that the dates that he was
I
in?
haven't talked to Woody since then, but I'm sure he'll have something funny to say.
Oh, you know what? If you win the Emmy, you must mention Woody in that speech. Because Woody is he a friend of yours?
He is a friend of mine, yeah.
Because he is a ball buster just in general, right?
He is. He's mischievous.
Yes.
Yeah. He'll try anything.
Competitive, for sure.
Very competitive.
Always up to something.
Seems like a lot of our friends are competitive, yeah.
Yeah, I think that makes sense, yeah.
He's always up to something. At one time, he invited us over to this house. He was house sitting in London or staying with a friend who was very rich, had a lot of wine, and nice, expensive wine, great place. We go out there, and he says, hey, come here, I want to show you something. And I'm like, what's going on? He's like, come over here. And so he's over here, like, with something. He's like, we got his hand on something. He says, stand right there. Yeah. And so I'm like, what's happening? What am I supposed to do? And all of a sudden, the floor starts separating underneath me. Like in It's a Wonderful Life or something. Or like a James Bond villain movie. And he starts giggling, and I realize it's a pool underneath me. And I managed to, like, hop out, I didn't get wet. But, like, he was just laughing. I just thought that was the funniest thing in the world.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it is funny for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's funny. Maybe not as funny to you. He didn't get you though.
He didn't get me. No.
Yeah, no. Now you do stuff to him?
No, I haven't. I need to get him back. Maybe we can come up with
You know what you ought to do? Slip some marijuana into his brownies. He would.
Hey, that'd get
Can
him.
you imagine?
That would be crazy.
Did you and Walton Goggins ever discuss the fact that your characters were totally unprepared for the scam that you were pulling on the lady? Like she asked what movies and you didn't know any of the titles of the movies? It seems like, was that because you were unprepared or was that part of the script?
That was part of the script.
That was part of the script.
I don't think these guys thought it out enough.
Yeah.
They hadn't spent enough time in Hollywood.
I guess not.
You know, they're kind of ex-military guys. So, yeah.
Well, you were absolutely great on the show. It's called The White Lotus. If you haven't seen it, it is on Max now. The great Sam Rockwell, everybody. We'll be back with Glennon Doyle. Guillermo, do you know how many subscribers we have on YouTube now?
20 million.
That's right. Yeah, that's why we're wearing these glasses. Thanks for being a subscriber. If you're not, help us get to 20,000,001.